What up, everybody? In the Raising Kanan Season 2 finale, one of the final scenes right before the shootout was a heated confrontation between Rock and Lulu. Both had become to a place of a boiling point before the argument. Rock had just got crossed by Tremond and Abraham, cutting her out with her connect, as well as she was mad that she was in her new home, but her son Kanan is no longer there. He is out living with Famous because of all the lies she's told to him, and she's just pissed off about quite a bit of things. Lulu steps in. He is very angry because Rock did some snaky stuff and kind of became half owner of Bulletproof Records behind his back. Basically became 15% owner of the label and would become 50% owner if Crown Camacho died. Blue found all that out throughout the episode, went to the bank and found Rock's name on the papers, and he basically knew that she was the one who pushed him to go there to kill Crown so she could take over the record label. So they come to a boiling point and Rock snaps on Lulu. She tells him, what is mine and what is yours is mine, and she finally just makes it plain for him and grabs him by the neck and tells him, I own you. Now, I don't care who would have behaved like that to me. If someone act like that, I'm gonna have to just stop dealing with them. And that's what Lulu, it seemed like what he was going to do, because he was packing his stuff right before the shootout. Like, he has just had enough of Rock. He just can't put up with it no more, and he's acting like he's gonna start over and he's gonna leave, but I don't know what he's gonna do. He gonna find his own connect? Is he gonna get a job? Because he was leaving the record label. Anyway, I won't get ahead of myself, but let me get into more of their history. When they shot down Cartier in the previous episode, Cartier made the statement he says, you two don't even trust each other. And Rock was like, well, it don't matter because we family. And Cartier knew this because when Lou took on Crown's debt from the Jamaicans after he killed Crown, instead of turning to Rock for the money that Crown owed the Jamaicans that they were coming after Lou for, he turned to Cartier Farid himself, and he asked, why don't you go to Rock for this sister? And he told Cartier he don't want his sister anywhere near the label. So they already had a lot of tension leading up to this, and they started off with a really good relationship in season 1. If you remember, Marvin was the one looking in from the outside. He was the outcast of the 3 siblings. Lou and Rock were, they were on one page, one accord, but Rock had Lulu kill D-Wiz, which really bothered Lulu. Even when he pulled the trigger, he had tears in his eyes. And from that part moving forward, it was like his heart was no longer in the game, and he just wanted to be in the studio all the time. And even Unique questioned him about the hit that Rock put Lulu to put on Warrell, how he missed the dude with a Tech 9, and he when he walked right up to Lou and said, "This one's shaky, his heart ain't in it no more." I don't know the exact words he said, but basically he said he ain't got a steady hand. He ain't got the heart for it no more, and which was kind of true at the time. But Lulu has been borrowing money from Rock to support the label. She continues to question him about, working his hobby, which was the record label. She called it his hobby in exchange for neglecting their business, their operation. And she even had to give him a loan. He had to come to Rock for a loan when Crown sold the mixing board or whatever it was that he needed to get a new one for the studio ASAP. He did go to Rock for that. So she had been lending him money and keeping him fed. And that she always reminds him that she's the reason he eats. Lulu then finds out about Crown and Jessica. So he already has a vendetta against Crown, but right before he killed Crown, he did tell Crown he was willing to put Crown and Jessica's relationship, not worry about it, because he wasn't going to let her get in the way of business. Right prior to that scene, Rock pushes Lou's buttons while telling him Crown went behind his back to try to get Lou out of the label. Now we see she had more than one motive there. We thought at the time her motive was just trying to get Lou back into the streets, and maybe by killing off Crown that would get kind of him back into the game, which it did. But she had a far greater motive to push his buttons to kill Crown, because she was going to become the 50% owner of Bulletproof Records when that happened. And we already know that would make her in full control of Bulletproof Records, because like I said at the beginning of this video, she's told Lou several times, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. And I know he don't like, he ain't hearing that. When I first got into the game, I was young in the game. Didn't really know too much what I was doing like that yet. But I was making money though, nonetheless. I got recruited by a gang, and they told me something similar to that. They told me what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. That's what they said. That's what they tried telling me. And that's probably because I was a greedy young kid. That's probably the main reason why I didn't join that gang, because I was making money out that gang. I was making money in this dope game, and as far as I can see, they wasn't getting money. Their whole gang wasn't getting money like me. So I was like, nah, I'm good with joining y'all gang. I mean, it did cause me a little bit of backlash not going in, but I'm still glad I didn't. But I said, nah, I'm good. I'm not joining y'all gang. What's mine is mine, and what's mine is mine, not yours. Anyway, she had told him that several times. So he goes and he confronts Crown. And I don't know if he was actually going to kill Crown. He might have been planning to. But when Crown goes ahead and insults him and tells him he ain't nothing but Rock's little brother, I think that pushed him over the edge. And that's what caused him to kill Crown Camacho. After that, he gets back in the game. You see he is becomes more ruthless, like we kind of knew him when he even probably more ruthless than he was in season 1 after he took out Crown. He's basically back in the game. We see him go to not the record label, the radio station, and he pulls the gun on DJ Mo to make sure that Zeus' song is getting plenty of spins all day long on the radio. After that, he kills Jimmy for going after his brother. He helps Rock take out Cartier. And in the finale, he is part of the drive-by scene. Now, I don't know if his aim was any good, because his aim wasn't that good before. Maybe his aim got back on par. But he was nonetheless part. He was one of the shooters at the drive-by scene. So I want to take a minute to look at some since we don't know where this rivalry is going to go between Rock and Lou. It really hasn't been a rivalry yet. It's basically been Rock telling Lulu what to do and Jace basically controlling him. But I think he's fed up. I think we saw the expression on his face. We saw how he reacted prior to the shootout. He was ready to leave and not have nothing to do with Rock no more. I don't understand what he was. He ain't have nothing going for him. He ain't got nowhere to go as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what he was going to do. But moving forward in season 3, we might see a beef between Rock and Lulu. I don't know how far their beef is going to go, but we've seen beefs. We might see him trying to take her out underhand, behind the scenes. I don't know. I don't think Rock is not going to change too much concerning Lou. I mean, she already feels like she controls him. So if anything, Lou may try to buck up and get out from under Rock's wing. Ben might cause Rock to have a problem. I don't know exactly where they might take this beef, but we have seen other sibling rivalries in Power. We saw Diego and Alicia Jimenez. Alicia, the first thing she did was plant a gun to try to get them both arrested, and she got them both arrested, but she was trying to get she knew she was going to be let go, and she tried talking Steven Tampio into keeping her brother and just letting her go because his gun was found, but they let them both go. So what she does is she works up a plan with Andre Coleman to get rid of her, to take out her brother Diego, because he was kind of wild and just living a excessive lifestyle with women and drugs and alcohol and just doing a bunch of foolishness. She wanted him out the way, but she didn't like the way he conducted business, and she wanted full control of the Jimenez organization. So she did take him out, but her throne did not last very long, because the same guy who took out the brother snitched on her, and just a few episodes later she went to jail, and we know how she ended up being taken out by the hands of Jason mentioned when Tommy and the crew snatched her up from the courthouse. And we also seen in Force, we saw the sibling rivalry. We saw Diamond Sampson and Jannard Sampson. Diamond getting out of jail, and the brothers looked like they're just cool and on one accord. But Jannard had a plan from the beginning. He was not going to let Diamond take back over because he was bitter about Diamond putting him in charge of the gang while Diamond went to jail, because Jannard thought he could become a professional baseball player. So we saw that beef play out in Force, and we've seen a little bit of beef within the Tejada family in Ghost, especially when Drew was promoted, when Lorenzo got out of jail, and he put Drew in position over Kane, and Kane didn't appreciate that. And we've seen Diana kind of playing both sides as well. So we've seen a little bit of sibling rivalry in Ghost. So, let me leave out, this isn't really a sibling rivalry, but they call themselves brothers. And the whole time. They always call themselves brothers. Ghost and Tommy Egan, we seen for several seasons, different from time to time, they were going after each other. So you never knew when they were going to be friends or when they were going to be enemies. So we could kind of count them as brothers, Ghost and Tommy Egan. And then now we have Rock and Lou moving forward into season 3. What is Lou's decision going to be? Now his girl is dead. And what is the future of Bulletproof Records going to be? Because like I said, Ziza is gone. That's their top artist. Crown is gone. He was basically like the face of the label. He was the founder of the label. Lou, like I've said several times in this video already, he said he's leaving, he's not coming back. But now that the studio was shot out, it's hard to say what is actually going to happen. I'm sure he will be a part of season 3. He's not just going to leave town and go to North Carolina or something. So we'll surely see Lou in season 3. But they did, in season 1, they had Famous and Jukebox as their artists that we see in the studio the most of the time. But we didn't see them in the studio in season 2. We did see Jukebox go into the studio at the beginning of season 2, but that was when Crown and Lulu told her that she didn't really have the right look for to be singing that song, and that kind of began to put the strain on Jukebox and Lou's relationship. But then Lou gave Ziza Juke's song, and we have not seen her in the studio, or we have not seen them have any type of relationship since. So Bulletproof Records currently is without an artist, and it really doesn't even have someone to operate the studio if Lou leaves, because Crown is gone as well, Cartier gone, and we know Rock ain't gonna get into the studio. But they did have Ziza's song getting spins on the radio. It was getting played all day, every day, because that threat Lou made to DJ Mo. And we already know how the record label business, record company business, the music industry works, whatever you call it, the music industry works. A death will definitely boost the sales of an artist's music. So the death of Ziza could definitely make her song even more big than what they were trying to get it to be. But because she was kind of relatively an unknown artist, it could go either way. Because we see relatively unknown artists who get killed in real life, and the next thing you know, they're like everybody knows about them, and they are like way bigger in their death than what they were in their actual life. Their death just makes them become a legend when they really weren't even all that in real life. So that could how we see it with Ziza, or we could just see it completely fall off. But Rock being the owner of Bulletproof, now we already know she's going to use what she learned from Cartier Farid to clean her money through Bulletproof Records and provide a proof of income, because she needed that for her new house that she bought. For the homeowners association wanted to see proof of income so that they can make sure she'll be able to keep up with all the expenses and stuff that they'll have. So that's where we are with this situation. Lou and Rock probably might not no longer have a relationship after what she kind of said to him. And I mean, it's one thing she took half of the label from him underhandedly, but it's the other thing, grabbing him by the neck and talking to him the way she did. I don't know if they're gonna come back from that. I'm sure they could. They probably will, maybe in season 4. I don't know though. Leave your prediction in the comments.